All I need is the rhythm divine.
There you go.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lost Aux Media. As always, I am so happy to have y'all back here with me for another week of debauchery. We don't have a lot of jamokes on this week's docket, but we have a lot to cover with those jamokes. Remember, this is a podcast that makes you take a second look at the things you just watched, right? Because sometimes we need a second look, at the things we watch, or we need a second look to better understand the people that are behind the things we watch, right? And speaking of second looks, Love from the H3 crew has just made his second appearance on another celebrity poker tournament. Yes, I find this a little crazy because Love is a self-proclaimed gambling addict, and I kind of find it strange that Ethan is so supportive of this, bringing him around these types of things. If I knew somebody was a hardcore alcoholic, I wouldn't bring them to a wine tasting. But that being said, we have some other very interesting jamokes on today's docket. We got Bert Kreischer wiping his nose and hands all over the place while he's trying to make food on something's burning. That's going to be a very interesting one. Then we got, of course, Tony Hinchcliffe on Kill Tony. We're going to be checking out Tony's new vest. Wait until you see this goddamn thing. And then we're going to probably end up closing it out on that. But in between all that, we're going to be taking a look at the Liver King. Now, this is a guy I haven't really looked into a whole lot, but I've seen his content sprinkled throughout, over the years. And then, of course, we all know he got busted on that steroid scandal because he was claiming that he was all natural, right? Anyone who believed that is fucking stupid. But yeah, he got busted with that. He still stayed on his social media grind. He still kept his millions of followers in the whole nine. But now he's starting to post videos of very manic behavior. And it's starting to really throw people off online. Kind of question what might be going on with this guy. So we'll dive into a little bit of that and more on another episode of Lost Aux Media. Let's finish it out with this Ethan Divine, why don't we?
All I need is the rhythm divine. Lost in the music, your heart will be mine. All I need.
Okay, enough of all that bullcrap. Before we actually get into it, because we like to start with the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment around here, but I wanted to kind of look at this this thing that I came across on my feed on Twitter that has to do with Barstool. Barstool is not it's not like a social media company that I necessarily care to keep up with. I'm not a huge sports fan. I don't watch basketball, baseball, football, none of that stuff. But I am a huge fan of the BFFs podcast with Dave Portnoy, Brittney Chicken Fry, Brianna Chicken Fry, whatever her name is, and some other young dude that I still don't know his name. It's my new favorite show. I've been watching it for 3 months now. And the third host on there, I have no idea who this guy is. I still don't have any idea who this guy is. I'm watching for Dave. Dave is saying the dumbest shit imaginable, but he so wholeheartedly believes it. And when I see a guy like that, who has a company as big as his, who makes as much money as he does, and who's in the public spotlight that much, it makes me start to want to pay attention to some of the business decisions that they make. Because it just seems you would want to pay more attention to some of the creative decisions that are coming across your desk, right? And when I saw this new type of event or maybe YouTube style show that they're going to do on Barstool, it kind of made me think to myself, is Dave actually retarded? I know that he's he says dumb shit and stuff like that, but I just kind of chalked it up to him being a boomer. And when these boomers, they might say stuff wrong and you go to correct them, they're set in their ways. They're going to keep saying it wrong. That's kind of the whole idea I had for Dave. But then I see stuff like this and I'm like, he actually might be retarded. Wait until you see what they're about to be trying to pull off over at Barstool.
This is the nicest 16 of the best battle rappers in the world complimenting each other until they float out of the building.
Incredible friend. I love him just like a brother.
Because he's nice, polite, and considerate.
Now he remain fire, it defies the physics, and when his name on the flyer, they gonna buy the tickets.
2 big guns. They're talking about his arms, probably.
All right, I gotta fill you guys in a little bit, because even just listening to that, you still kind of can't understand what's happening, really. You know what I mean? So, if you remember in like the late 90s, early 2000s, they had this show on MTV called Yo Mama. It was hosted by Wilder Valderrama, or however the fuck you say that guy's last name. He was Fez from that 70s show. And that show was basically like a rap battle style show. But it was for people who were trying to be comedians, and they would roast each other. And that was kind of like what started the like roast battle comedy genre. I mean, I'm sure it had been happening for like years before that. But that show, Yo Mama, is kind of like what really ended up putting rap battles or roast battles, comedy roast battles on the map, okay? I'm tripping over myself right now. So this is kind of what they're trying to do over at Barstool, right? These roast battles, people are saying like the most heinous shit to each other. You're supposed to go straight for the jugular in those types of situations. People are there to laugh. They want to hear people like completely demolish each other. It's the same thing like when you were in high school and you see like 2 kids bickering back and forth in class. One of them's like, yo, mama's fat. And everybody in the back's like, oh, he called your mom fat. You know, like some bullshit like that. Like that's what a roast battle's supposed to be. You're supposed to go for the heart. Take this guy out as fast as you can. Barstool wants to do that same concept, but instead, they want to compliment each other. They want to do a battle where you are as nice as you possibly can be to the opponent, but they want to do it in like a rap battle style cadence. And that's what you're seeing here. Let's watch this a little bit more of this, because this is actually insane.
Now he remain fire, it defies the physics, and when his name on the flyer, they gonna buy the tickets.
2 big guns. They're talking about his arms, probably.
2 big guns. They talking about his arms, probably. This is actually insane to me.
Brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. 3 times filtered, 5 times distilled.
Do me a favor, turn this way. No, yeah, turn around. Just keep the eye contact. He's just so much of a great guy, I don't feel comfortable saying things behind his back.
He's such a great guy, I don't feel comfortable saying things around his back. Oh, the crowd goes wild. That's the greatest compliment I've ever heard. This is actually what's happening here over at Barstool. This is insane to me. I actually can't believe that like this is Dave is getting these things slid across his desk, right? And he's actually signing off on that shit, like, and saying like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dump money into producing this, get sponsors for it, and the whole 9. You got to be completely out of your mind to think that that's gonna work. Like, who the fuck wants to watch people compliment each other and then try to like? It's cringe to try to disguise it as like a rap battle. You know what I mean? This guy's eyes are so blue, I'm getting lost in them, dog. Like, oh my God. His mom, oh, she must be fine as hell because this motherfucker's finger licking good. That format doesn't work. You know, so I wanted to just touch on that real fast before we hop into this What's Eating Ethan Klein, because Dave Portnoy might be losing it. I'm going to be here to watch every single BFFs that there is, because if he's letting this shit go across the board, I could only imagine the stuff that's going to keep coming out of his mouth on a weekly basis. So let's hop into this What's Eating Ethan Klein segment, okay? This is a kind of a funny one that the crew, they went on and did their own celebrity poker tournament. These celebrity poker tournament guys really love the H3 crew. And I got a strong feeling it's because whenever they have H3 on, they start picking up numbers. I'm talking big like the Celebrity Poker Tournament, unless they got huge names on there, which is obviously going to cost them huge amounts of money, they're probably not getting big numbers like this. Like when H3 hops on there, they're bringing 30,000 people. That's guaranteed, right? Doesn't matter. H3, if Ethan's on that table, they're getting 30,000 right off the rip. You know what I mean? So the Celebrity Poker Tournament guys, they do whatever they can to make sure that the crew's comfortable. They give them whatever they want. And now they organize the Celebrity Poker Tournament just for the H3 crew. And a couple friends. They bring Tana Mojo. They bring Steiny. And Steiny, he's got some good time codes on this one. It's a very funny situation. So I won't hold you too long because there are some good, wholesome moments. There are some very funny moments. And there are some moments of the crew just straight up acting like heathens throughout this whole thing. So, like I said, we won't hold you too much longer. We'll just end up getting right into the fun of it. This is the intro, which was kind of a weird intro. They like started the feed in a very weird spot, but here we go.
Underneath this oversized tan trench coat, I believe I saw about 6 or 7 watches on his wrist as well. Keep an eye on
I don't know how to play the game.
You're betting 3,000 under the gun, and I guarantee you've got like
under the gun. Now he looked up all the poker terms right before this game. That's why you're late. I've outlasted you every tournament, by the way.
That is true.
Yeah, so everyone we played, I just want to make that clear.
He usually loses first.
No, he's...
All right, so there's not like a whole lot to that intro. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an understanding of like how it looked and sounded when the tournament started, right? Notice how it's like quiet. Everybody's kind of like still put together, you know, nobody's disheveled or drunk or anything like that. There's no food on the table. You notice that kind of stuff right now? It looks kind of very organized, right? In the beginning. This is just the beginning, okay? Now, watch. You already heard Steiny. He starts talking shit to Ethan. He's like, well, you know, I outlasted you both times that you've been on already. Because Ethan's like sitting there talking shit to Steiny about like how Steiny's a bad poker player. Which he probably is. But once again, Steiny's coming in with facts here. Ethan has lost. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure both times he was the first person out. And he still goes into these tournaments thinking that he's like the top dog and he's going to win these things. So Steiny, right in the intro, is talking shit. And Steiny stays talking that shit throughout this entire fucking poker tournament. And as it progresses, the shit talking gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm here for every second of it, okay? Watch this.
That's right,
That's
boss.
down right there, man.
The boss man.
A huge pot that goes Dan's way.
Okay.
Wait till he lights the cigarette. He's gonna swipe us off.
Don't call it ace high. Your ace high no good.
Yeah, you're such a
Middle
good reader.
finder. I'm used to League of Legends casters. They've got.
You hear Steiny talking shit about Ethan's voice? He goes, "Your ace high. Your ace high no good. Your ace high no good." That's bad. If Steiny's got ammo on you, that's bad. Because Steiny's got a lot. He's like the shortest guy ever. He's one of those like really like white bro-y type nerds. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have a lot of ammo on him. The whole drinking seltzer waters and shit. You know what I mean? Being a part of the Nelk boys. Like these are all just bad enough. Like that's enough ammo right there. So you know it's bad when someone like Steiny sees that now he has enough ammo on you to try to make you look bad in front of him. Let's listen to that again. He's sitting there. This is just the beginning of this. I remind you, just the beginning of the shit talk. He's sitting there making fun of Ethan's voice.
Wait till he lights the cigarette. He's gonna swipe us off.
Don't call it ace high. Your ace high no good.
Yeah, you're such a good
Middle
reader.
finder. I'm used to League of Legends.
Your ace high no good. Your ace high no good. I love that. It's funny. He could actually do a better impression of Ethan. It's not even that hard to like do an Ethan Klein impression, you know, because he just talks like a fucking loser, okay? So this is like the start of it, right? And now Ethan picks up on this and he starts trying to like give Steiny a little bit of shit talk. He starts kind of talking to Steiny as if he's almost like like Steiny's uncle or something. It almost sounds like Ethan's kind of like checking in on Steiny or whatever. Because Ethan really does view himself like he's so much better than Steiny. He has more money than Steiny. He has more followers than Steiny. All these things are like what give Ethan his self-worth. So he doesn't take in the fact that he's like addicted to food, that he's a hypocrite, that he's like bringing his gambling addicted producer to Vegas to gamble for the second time. These are all things that are like lost on Ethan. He just wants to sit there and like pretend that he's better than Steiny. So he does this little almost like checkup kind of routine on him. Watch this.
No, I never would.
Steiny, you're honestly nice to me.
Okay, yeah,
Of
I want to
course.
call
How's it been, though, on the real? How's everything?
It's good.
Nice. Busy?
Oh, she
Yeah.
raises.
No,
Have you been busy?
Oh, big one.
We got a couple big videos coming out next week.
Oh, shit.
How exciting. What, like a Nelk stuff, like main Nelk?
I did like a IG, IG videos.
Just yours or with Nelk?
Mine. You've watched my videos.
Thank you so much.
They're funny.
Okay. So now you have to like actually pay attention because they're just having like a side conversation. The producers got their mics cranked. So now Ethan sits there and he goes, on the real, man, how are things going? You been busy? You got blah? And Steiny, oh yeah, I got a couple videos coming out. Ethan wants to know, are they on the main Nelk channel or are they on your channel? This is Ethan kind of gauging like, okay, is Steiny actually making like a big move here? Can I make fun of him for like posting it on his own personal channel because he knows that channel doesn't get as much views? He's kind of doing this like just asking Steiny these little bits of questions so that he could maybe try to find something to make fun of Steiny for, right? And Steiny's telling him like, you seen my videos, you know like what my content's like. My content's funny. Like it's not H3, but it's still funny, you know what I mean? So now listen, Ethan starts kind of digging at this, and what he says is gonna blow your mind.
Just yours or with Nelk?
Mine. You've watched my videos.
Thank you so much.
They're funny.
The shiny's like,
I'll see.
They're
We'll check it out.
actually.
really?
Yeah, I gotta get your
Sarah
approval.
G says
But
commentators
you
love
must
y'all.
have,
Love you
like,
too.
more.
Sarah.
So Ethan says, Steiny at first, he says to Ethan, you seen my videos, like I just told you a second ago. He says, you seen my videos, they're funny. You know, you seen them, you know that they're funny. So Ethan says to him, okay, well, we'll see. You know, I'll watch them. I'll give them a shot. We'll see if they're actually funny. You know, I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of if they're funny or not because I'm funny. As a matter of fact, I'm fucking hilarious. This is what Ethan has in his mind, right? So he goes, unless that shit passes through me, more than likely it's not funny. So I'll be the judge of that, Steiny. You go sit, you play with the Nelk boys in your little playpen, and I'll judge to see if your video's funny. Okay? And Steiny, right away, he's like, okay, so I need your approval. Like, who the fuck are you? Steiny's been doing fine before this little friendship with him and Ethan, right? And Ethan, as much as he wants to try to be chummy with Steiny, he's always going to have that, like, superiority complex in his mind, that he's better than Steiny. You know, when you become friends with somebody, you're supposed to kind of, like, shed that. Like, if you really bury the hatchet with somebody, you're supposed to shed that whole, like, I'm better than you type shit. You're friends now. You're supposed to see each other as equals, my buddy. This is not how you're supposed to treat somebody. But then Ethan goes on to tell Steiny that he's a professional fucking comedian, and that's why his judgment should be deemed worthy. Ethan's the furthest thing from a professional comedian. You think because you make a couple fat chicks with blue hair laugh online that you're a fucking professional comedian? That's not how that works, man. Like, okay, you have a show. You labeled it as a comedy show. I laugh more from Zach's sound bites than at anything that ever comes out of Ethan's mouth. So to hear him actually say something like this kind of like jarred me a little bit. I was like, wait, what the fuck? This guy actually thinks this of himself? Watch this.
I'll see.
They're
We'll check it out.
actually.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta get your
Sarah
approval.
G says
But
commentators
you
love
must
y'all.
have, like,
Love you too,
more.
Sarah
Like,
G.
I have
Love this
such
whole
hate
family.
for put them on
comedian, so
diagonally,
obviously
like-
You're honest. You never made me laugh. Like I was gonna tell you.
Thank you.
I do these shows
I'll get back to you.
because of the
If you've ever
family.
laughed
Yeah,
at
for
me,
sure.
I am a professional comedian.
You've never made me laugh once.
And frankly-
Actually, you have when you roasted me.
And frankly,
So
that's-
did Dan. Dan
that's
roasted me
just-
too, but he's too afraid to fucking stand on it.
Okay, so now you hear them. They're kind of bickering in the background. Ethan's sitting there trying to validate himself. He goes, well, I am a professional comedian. Once again, because you make a couple college misfits laugh online, you know, these like third-party freaks or whatever. Okay, it's just not, doesn't mean you're funny. Doesn't mean you're a professional comedian. You throw Ethan on a fucking stage and I bet that motherfucker will crumble. If he doesn't have the crew to back him, if he doesn't have Zach with his sound bites, you know what I mean? You give that guy a mic and a stage and that's it. I mean, it's Bomb City. It's going to be like some Palestine-Israel shit. He's going to be throwing bombs all over the goddamn place. Nobody's going to be laughing at this guy. What, is he going to get on stage and talk about his raging diarrhea? And everybody's going to laugh at that? That's not how this shit works, buddy. So he's sitting there saying to Steiny, like, I'm validated, bro. I got 30,000 people every episode watching live that could back me. I'm a professional comedian. And of course, Steiny's defending himself. You never made me laugh once. If you're a professional comedian, I'm going to tell you right now, I never laughed at none of your stupid diarrhea jokes, okay, buddy? It's never happened. Only time you've ever made me laugh is when you're roasting me. And the only reason I'm laughing is because I know that deep down inside, you still feel like a fat fucking loser. So, and I don't feel that way. So it doesn't bother me when you roast me. This is kind of what Steiny is getting at, you know? Now watch. Remember I told you Ethan is always going to look at Steiny, no matter how good of friends they are, as if he's better than him. And he's about to say some shit that kind of validates that right here. Watch what he says to Steiny after Steiny tells him that he's never made Steiny laugh once. Watch this.
So you have when you roasted me.
And frankly,
so did Dan. Dan roasted me too, but he's too afraid to fucking stand on it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna.
That's just an objective truth. Like, you know what I mean? You could say I'm not funny all you want, but the fact of the matter is, I'm a professional comedian.
But you think
and I get
so.
paid a lot of money. To be
6
funny.
rhombus.
You think that.
9 rhombus.
You do get paid a lot of money.
See what I'm talking about right here? This is it. Ethan's sitting there like, well, despite what you're saying, you know, it's a subjective truth. Comedy is subjective, okay? You should hold on to that phrase right there, Ethan, because comedy is subjective, yet you try to be this, like, harbinger of comedy justice, like as if you have the right to do so. That's a whole different topic, though, on its own. So Ethan's sitting there going, well, comedy is a subjective truth, so, like, just because you don't think I'm funny doesn't mean I'm not a professional comedian. As a matter of fact, I get paid a lot of money to be a professional comedian, okay? What, you get your AdSense revenue from YouTube, you get your members only, that's generating revenue right there. What else? You're begging for fucking super chats on your lives, right? You actually segment the show to where you have a portion where Dan just has to sit there and read people's fucking comments from donated shit. Okay. Now, that right there, none of that revolves around being funny. That just revolves around people watching your show. So, where is the money coming in from being funny? I'm going to ask it. Okay. So, you labeled the show as comedy. Great. I'm happy for you. Now you're a professional comedian. I guess that's how this works. Okay. So, my podcast is labeled as comedy. Am I a professional comedian? What is actually happening here? Now, let's go past all this, because we don't have to harp on that too much. Oh, he said he's a professional comedian. Who gives a fuck, all right? We all know he's not. But this is where it starts to get funny now. Ethan, that whole food addiction is starting to weigh on him right here. He knows that he's going to be at this poker table for like 4 hours. You know, with the way everybody plays, a lot of people at this table don't even know how to play poker properly, right? So he knows that this shit could stretch. And he knows he hasn't eaten in like 25 minutes. You know? He hasn't eaten since the moment before he sat down at the poker table. So that, for him, that's a long time. To be going 35 minutes without food for Ethan, you might as well fast for a fucking week. Okay? For a normal person. That's kind of like what Ethan's going through right now. So he starts to pick up on his hunger. And he starts to express this during the poker tournament. Listen to this.
Whoa. What's that?
5 players to this flop.
You know what you should eat right now, Ela?
What?
Eggs.
Eggs?
You think those are still good?
You want to eat eggs?
I want.
Yes.
Wait, you talking about the Denny?
Is this actually Denny?
Listen to this bullshit. So Ethan's sitting there at the poker table. He's yawning. He's like, I don't have any energy. It actually is making me yawn right now. Just thinking about it. Sorry about that. So now he's yawning. He's starting to lose energy. Like I said, he hasn't eaten in 30 minutes. So he goes over to his wife. He says, you know what we should eat right now, Gila? We should eat eggs. We should eat eggs at the poker tournament. Now, this is a little bit of H3 lore that I'll fill you in on if you don't know. Chances are if you watch this show, you more than likely know H3 and you know this already, but I'll still fill people in. So they have this poker tournament catered by Denny's. And that's why Ethan's saying he wants some eggs. Now, a lot of you might be thinking to yourself, why in the world would somebody cater a poker tournament with cards? You have to play the cards, touch them all with your hands and stuff like that. Why would you cater Denny's for something like that, right? Why would you cater food at all? And if you do cater the food, why would you let people eat it during the tournament? So that's the beginning of this lore, is this Denny's, right? They chose Denny's for a specific reason. So H3, there's this very old lore that somebody ended up walking into a Denny's at like 2 a.m. and they saw Ethan in there sitting by himself. I think they said it was in like the smoking section or something. It was like a while. I don't know. He's sitting by himself in a Denny's at 2 a.m. and he's just farting over and over and over again, to the point to where like he's stinking up like the whole section of Denny's where he's sitting. And they end up having to get the management to ask him to leave. Now, that's just a made-up story that someone posted on a Reddit. But people actually caught that the story caught a lot of traction. It kind of went viral, and it has since become like a very old H3 lore, like an inside joke with like H3 fans and the show. So any chance they can get to like kind of poke fun at Ethan and get Denny's into the mix, they use it as an opportunity to express this inside joke with each other. And that's what's happening here. They took this poker tournament and they said, oh man, wouldn't it be funny if we got it catered by Denny's, you know? And that's what's happening. So now Ethan, he wants some of those goddamn eggs. He's not going to let those eggs go. And he's going to make sure that he gets a fat fucking plate of them.
There's this flop.
You know what you should eat right now, Eli?
What?
Eggs.
Eggs?
You think those are still good?
You want to eat eggs?
I want.
Yes.
You hear Olivia? Look at Olivia's face. She's like, motherfucker, eggs? Fuck you want to eat eggs for right now, goddammit?
Wait, you talking about the Denny's?
Is this actually Denny's catering?
Wait, there's Denny's here?
Yeah, there's Denny's.
Yeah. It's out there. Why is that a joke, by the way?
You haven't smelled what's going on over there?
I want to know why.
He wants to know the Denny's.
Wait,
What's the Denny's joke, Tana? Do you know?
Yeah.
People say they're gonna meet you at a Denny's.
Yeah, why is that?
I'm at 15.
Oh, yes, I'll get
I like Denny's though. Listen to me.
I
Like
like
the grand
Denny's, too.
sandwich. Come on.
Okay, so now you hear them. They're starting to go on about this Denny's lore that they got going, right? And this is going to be like the start of like Steiny really starting to dig into Ethan's food addiction, which is hilarious. I actually am so a fan of Steiny in this episode, it's not even funny. So now Ethan's like, I want eggs. Olivia's like, are you serious right now? You going to eat some fucking eggs? Ethan's looking over at the production team. He's like, Garçon, a round of eggs for the table, please, right? Now, you would think that like one of the poker managers or like the people who are like managing the game or the production would be like, hey, look, we brought the Denny's, right? But we can't have you guys eating like bacon and sausage links and stuff with your fingers. You're going to get grease all over the cards. The tables, we just felted the table. You know what I mean? All of this is brand new. The table's got LED panels in it, for crying out. We cannot have this food all over the place like this. You would think that somebody with half a brain would say this. They don't. As a matter of fact, they end up bringing the crew the Denny's. It's kind of crazy. When I saw this, I was like, this can't be real. These motherfuckers are eating Denny's in the middle of the game.
You gotta go with it.
That's the problem.
You got 100 and...
Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
No, don't give that to you.
There's the Denny's.
Oh, he's going to stick it up, bro.
You're right.
Listen to that. Listen to Dan. When they bring out that Denny's, listen to Dan. And remember that H3 lore that I told you about Ethan farting in that section of Denny's by himself.
That's the problem.
You got 150.
Oh, yeah, dude.
No, don't give that to Ethan, dude. Oh, he's gonna stink it up, bro.
You're right.
Get him dessert.
Look, Dan says, don't give it to Ethan. He's going to stink it up. Because Dan's like, Ethan's going to start farting at the table. You're going to give this guy Denny's. You're going to open up that gas chamber and we're all going to die.
You giving this man Denny's?
Yeah, get him dessert. He needs dessert.
Just eggs.
Bro.
Yeah, baby.
It's just eggs, he says. It's just eggs. Bro, that's like the gassiest fucking breakfast food you could eat. He's saying to Dan, it's just eggs, Dan. It's just a plate of eggs. He's eating. These eggs are so good. Yeah. Did you guys get any bacon? You know, this is going to be what's happening here. Ethan's going to be letting out SBDs all over the fucking place. Those silent but deadly killers. He's going to be sitting there. And you can see, if you look, I'm just noticing this now. Look at that's a big pile of eggs. You know, that's a huge pile of eggs right there. That you're going to eat all that during the game? And like I said, he go a round of eggs for the table. Olivia's getting eggs. Love is getting it. Tana wants some bacon with some sausage links. We'll be talking about that a little bit later.
To the mic, plate of bacon, side of syrup, plate of bacon, maybe a sausage link on there.
Everyone's about to get some bacon and eggs in this bitch. And it's wild to me that you would want to do this while playing poker with cards that you have to touch with your hands.
Honestly, I ate 19 sausage links before this. We love Denny.
Man, I am getting hungry.
You hear Love, I am getting very hungry.
30. What's that called? Potato.
Look at Olivia. Every single one of them is eating this bacon with their bare hands. Every one of them. Think about if you were the dealer in this situation. I would be looking at all of these. I'd be like, these fucking heathens have got to go. I didn't sign up for this shit. To be getting people's nasty bacon. And you know it's not just going to be them eating the bacon. They're going to be all shoving their fingers in their fucking mouth. Like sucking it off their fingertips and shit. Then they're going to be, oh, what hand do you have? It's your turn to call on the hand. They're going to be picking up the cards. Grease all over them. The grease is going to be getting all over the felt on the table. The owner of this place is probably looking at this stream like, well, the Celebrity Poker Tournament just bought a $50,000 poker table. You know, what the fuck is happening here? You know, look at this. With their bare hands, all of them doing this shit. Now, remember I told you about how Steiny, he starts using this as an opportunity to really start digging in to Ethan and his food addiction, right? So Steiny, you're about to watch. Steiny starts calling to the production crew. He goes, oh, you got them eggs and bacon, right? He goes, start bringing them pancakes. Start bringing syrup over here. Let's get sides of ketchup. Let's get the whole fucking nine. Steiny starts talking to the crew. He's like, just bring the whole buffet over. And they actually start doing it. This is kind of fucking funny, dude. So Steiny, he's going to hold on to this narrative for like the entire time. And every chance he gets, he's going to use this as an opportunity to poke at Ethan about this watch.
Based on it wasn't bad, but it wasn't 75K.
So look, there's Olivia. She's still got that Denny's in hand. Her thumb is in a giant pool of bacon grease right now. And then once she puts that plate down, she's going to start picking up those cards, touching the chips, the whole thing. Now watch.
I'm so tired of shitty.
Look at I'm sorry, I keep pausing it. I know people in the comments, let the video play. Trust me, you don't want me playing no goddamn video in full length on this fucking show. Okay? We need to stop for context. Now look at this. Ethan's pile of eggs. Look, and this is a couple of minutes have passed by already. So he's been like hammering into this thing for like 2-3 minutes already. And that's the pile of eggs that he has left. You know? Huge, huge pile of hash browns. And he's got a fat sausage link at the end of that fork. Look at his hand, too. That hand placement, when you have your hand like that, That's because he has stuff on his hand and he doesn't know what to do with it. Like he has grease or like a smidge of ketchup or something on his hand and he doesn't know what to do with it. And the Tourette's isn't making it any easier for him, right? So now listen to Steiny come in with this.
Me too. I'm not getting anything.
Look, watch. Look at Steiny. See Steiny eyeing that plate of food? Steiny sees, he goes, God damn, he still got that much left? And Ethan, look at Ethan taking that big old bite. He's like, these sausages are so good. I love nothing more than a big, fat, giant, brown sausage. And Steiny over there eyeing that plate of food down. Steiny's like, this motherfucker is really going in right here. And he's about to deliver it.
Where's the pancakes at for my boy? Yeah, bring those. Give him a stack of Buttermilks. You.
Why are you ordering food?
Can you get him a 5 stack of Buttermilks?
Dude, a 5 stack. Can you get him a 5 stack of butter? So Steiny, he saw that plate of food and he's like, yo, like, this is my time. And there's levels to this. Like, Steiny's not doing it just to fuck with Ethan. He's doing it to fuck with him, to poke at his food addiction. He wants to get in his head for the game. He's trying to throw Ethan off and also embarrass him while being live on air. So there's so many levels to Steiny wanting to poke fun at Ethan like this, right? Now listen to it again. This is so funny. And the way he words it. Can I get a 5 stack of Buttermilks for my boy? You know, that's fucking that's gold right there.
I'm not getting anything.
Watch him eye this down. Look at him eyeing the plate. Look at him. And now
Where's
he
the
gets
pancakes at for my boy? Yeah, bring those. Give him a stack of Buttermilks. You.
Why are you ordering food?
Can you get him a 5 stack of Buttermilks?
No. You don't want that.
No, bring a stack of pancakes.
Do you want pancakes,
Yeah,
Steiny?
no, for him. Just bring it.
Hello.
Please.
What are you trying to
No.
We're gonna get him
Who
back.
orders?
Bring it.
You order
I'll
at
call
Denny's, you
for.
call them Buttermilks?
They're butter.
See, so now they're all trying to poke fun at Steiny now for calling them Buttermilks. I'm not gonna lie, Buttermilks is a good name. Like, when I go to a place from this point forward, I'm gonna start ordering that 5 stack of Buttermilks. Let me get a 5 stack of Buttermilks. That's a slick name for pancakes. Why have we not been calling them Buttermilks the whole time? I mean, let's actually think about this. Pancakes is such a lame ass name. You start calling them Buttermilks, I mean, count me in. And then slap some Aunt Jemimas all over that, because I'm not falling into that other bullshit. They need to bring that bottle back with that lady on there, okay? That was an American household staple. Fuck all this woke shit, all right? So, Steiny, he's like, hey, let me get a 5 stack of Buttermilks for my boy. You know, hook my man up over here. He needs those Buttermilks pronto, goddamn. So, Ethan's like, whoa, no, don't bring no 5 stack of Buttermilks. He's like, I got all this shit right here, right? So I don't need all that. But Steiny keeps pushing it. He's telling the crew, no, bring the 5 stack over, because this man's hungry. He's gonna need him, okay? Make sure you bring him over, lots of syrup slopped all over there, maybe a little dab of butter, you know? Steiny's gonna keep it going. And watch, the crew actually listens to Steiny. Watch this. They bring the pancake.
How bizarre is that? Such a strange pack.
This is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
There it is. I'll serve it to him.
I don't want it.
Oh my god, yum.
All right, I'll check.
Oh my god, this looks so good.
You raising? You checking?
So look, you can't see it because they're like almost refusing to cut over to Ethan. Because now the production crew is starting to realize, they're like, oh, fuck, Steiny's just been fucking with this guy. So they kind of don't want to play into Steiny, so they don't want to cut to Ethan actually getting the pancakes, right? But we're going to go back a little bit. Look at this. You can just barely see it out the corner. And, of course, they're going to have a better cut-in shot, but look at that big-ass stack of pancakes Steiny brought over for Ethan. And you know what makes this so much funnier? It's not that the crew, they didn't believe Steiny just because Steiny was saying it. That's not why the crew believed him. The crew believed Steiny because that's the type of person that Ethan is. They know that Ethan is like addicted to food. They seen his lives. They watch his show. These celebrity poker guys all talk about that, how they're huge fans, right? So they know that at least for 2 hours of a 3.5 hour stream, Ethan's going to be eating the entire time. They know this. So when they hear Steiny's joke, they don't take it as a joke. They take it as a truth. They're like, oh shit, Ethan Klein's hungry. They all start scrambling, start slapping, you know what I mean? Because they're kissing. They're like, he's got 30,000 on the line right now watching. We got to get this guy whatever the fuck he wants. So they all start scrambling to get the pancakes because they believe it. That's what's happening here. They see Ethan's past behavior. They know how he is with food. They don't even think twice about Steiny's joke. They come over with those pancakes lickety split. Now, let's keep watching. I'm pretty sure they cut over to this, to Ethan actually holding these pancakes. Crazy.
Bringing back the old H3.
You see what you did?
Let's go. Denny's boy.
Thank you.
Oh my god, let me check.
Right now it's free.
If I hit in the wrong way the whole time, that'd be really embarrassing.
Thank you so much.
I don't think so.
I guess they don't cut to it. But anyway, there's still some goodness in there too. So you hear Love in the background. He was like, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is a beautiful plate of bacon you got here. Thank you. And Love, he also starts getting into this food too. We're going to check out a time code later. Love thinks that the Denny's is like the best food he's ever eaten. To me, that says that you're not eating that much at home. Like, he must be, like, actually gambling still at home. Because later on, when we start touching on those time codes, Love is eating this bacon like he's never eaten a plate of food in his entire life, you know? But we'll get back on that later. Right now, we got to focus on Ethan and that giant-ass stack of Buttermilks, right? So now, like I said, they don't want to cut to Ethan right away because they don't want to play into Steiny's jokes. But they kind of have no choice but to cut to Ethan when Ethan starts trying to get rid of the stack of pancakes that they brought him because they believe Steiny's joke. Now watch this. Look at that. Look at that. So now look, Ethan, remember Ethan was like, I don't want the pancakes. Don't bring me no pancakes over. Steiny's, nope, bring the pancakes. Trust me, he's going to need them. They brought over a stack of like 12 pancakes. You should have saw the producer bringing it. Dude, this guy was he was out of breath because of the pancakes. There were so many pancakes on this fucking plate. Okay? And now we're cutting over to a wide shot of these pancakes. Or a close-up shot, I should say, not a wide shot. Close-up shot of these pancakes. Ethan's eating like half of those bitches. This guy, this is not somebody who didn't want any pancakes. I mean, he's eaten like 2.5 pounds of pancakes right here. And now he's trying to get rid of the pancakes. And the crew is like, you sure? You sure about that? Like, he's actually having trouble getting rid of these pancakes. Watch.
I know, but I am, though.
I like seeing a fellow woman in, if you will.
Steiny with a stack of Buttermilks.
Oh, now we're talking.
He doesn't want it.
He's addicted. He needs it.
Look, Steiny even says it. He's addicted. He needs it. Look, Ethan's trying. He's like, please, somebody take this. Because he knows that if that plate stays with him, he's going to eat every single pancake on it. So he's begging the crew, please, get these pancakes away from me.
A stack of Buttermilks.
Oh, now we're talking.
He doesn't want it.
He's addicted. He needs it.
Huh? There's no space.
What?
I did.
I don't even have my phone. I need my phone for a video.
Here.
I feel like if I put in money in now,
my phone.
Oh, excuse me.
He ordered.
Look at those pancakes. Now, finally, the crew is getting rid of the pancakes. I love that. I love how Steiny, the shit, that's what's so funny about this is because all these jokes that Steiny is making, the crew believes it. Now, he goes, no, he's addicted to it. He needs the pancakes. So the crew is like double checking. You know when somebody like starts walking and then somebody goes, no, come back over here. And they get stuck in the middle and they're like, whoa, which way do I go? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. That's what's happening here. The production crew is like their heads are about to explode because they believe Steiny. And Ethan's like, no, please get these pancakes out of here. So they're stuck in like a paradox. They don't know what the fuck is happening. So that's just fucking good old fashioned fun to me, you know? And it doesn't get any less crazy with Love and how he's treating this food. Like I was telling you just a second ago, this guy is acting like he's never eaten a plate of food in his life. And I've been hungry before. I know what it's like. I've been a broke to where like you go to an event like this, you see a smorgasbord of food, Shit, you start putting stuff in your girl's purse. You're like, take some of these cheddar biscuits. Bring some of them sausage links. What is that over there, asparagus? Grab some of that. We might need some of that later. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there, you know, so I can tell. I see this behavior. I know it. Like, this guy, you remember just before you could hear him in the background. He goes, oh, thank you. You gave me a plate of bacon. Oh, this is very nice. It looks lovely. Oh, it looks lovely. Can I get 36 ounces of ketchup to wash it down, please? He's loving this Denny's. Now listen to him. He's about to start munching into his goddamn mic. And like I said, he's acting like he's never eaten food in his life. Like, does Ethan even pay this fucking guy?
Took it all.
That's all my money right there.
It's all yours.
Luis, I need to come back. Can we work
Gabe's
with that?
eating the pancakes back here, by the way. What's going on?
Look at him. See? Right now, he's nice and quiet. Because he's really stuffing that shit in. Neck down and everything. You know that, like, when you see that kind of shit in movies. You know what I mean? When you see, like you watch, like, The Matrix or something, right? And they're at the dining hall. They're all eating that slop, right? There's that one guy, has his head down like this, holding the spoon like this, right? They hold the spoon like this. They can't hold it like a normal person like this and eat like this. They have to hold the spoon like this, right? So they're holding the spoon like this, but their neck is like all the way down. This is what Love is doing right here. He's treating this as if it's the first meal that he has eaten in 4 years. Watch. Look at him going in on that. Look at him. Oh.
You gotta respect it.
You got to.
He can't stop.
Oh, it's busting.
Oh, he's busting.
Ooh, that's a smoker.
We have a pack,
That's
right?
some good food. Holy shit, that's busting.
Holy shit, that's busting. Oh, that's busting right there. Love is such a fucking homo, dude. Something about him I just cannot fucking stand. What I think it is, it's like his whole like Americanization conversion that's happening since he came to America from the H3 show. Like, he's been on the show for a while, but he was doing it like through Zoom. And he's from like like the Netherlands, Sweden, something. I don't know. I don't pay attention to this European bullshit. Okay? Because they throw me off. The European, the accent, the whole way of life thing. This is why America's number one, okay? Because we don't do this kind of shit. We go over to Europe, we stand strong. We're like, yeah, speak English in this bit. You throw American in the middle of Berlin, Germany, they're going to live there for like 15 years. They're not going to know a lick of German. Because we stay true, okay? We stay true to the American dream. You get these Europeans over here, they start getting Americanized real quick, okay? It's almost off-putting. Like, it's very unsettling to see how fast a European will Americanize. Yet, when they're over there, they're all so quick to talk shit about America, you know? But the second that they get here, they start saying shit like, oh, that's bussin'. They start wearing fake Rolexes on the wrist, you know? They start wearing those condom top beanies. Get real LA in this bitch, you know? This is what happens. And this is what's happening to Love. He's like, not only has he not eaten in like 3 years, but in that 3 years, he's been getting real Americanized. You know, he's getting real hip to the lingo, real hip to the way that Americans talk and act and walk. You know what I mean? And something about that, I just cannot fucking stand. Let's watch this guy. He's eating this plate of bacon as if it's the Last Supper, baby.
That's all
Look
my
at
money
this
right
shit.
there.
It's all yours.
Luis, I need to come back. Can we work with
Gabe's
that?
eating the pancakes back here, by the way. What's going on?
Look at him. What a fucking heathen.
You gotta respect it.
You got to. You got to respect it.
Oh, it's busting.
No, it's-
Holy shit.
Ooh, that's a smoker.
We have a pack,
That's
right?
some good food. Holy shit, that's busting.
That's some good food, he says. Bro, it's catered Denny's. What the fuck are you talking about? It's catered Denny's. Like, this, okay. Denny's, you might think Denny's is good when it comes, like, right out the kitchen to your table. This is catered. This shit's been sitting in a steam wall for, like, 6 hours, dude. And you sitting there eating it like it's the best meal you've ever eaten. That says a lot to me. Somebody's fridge is empty at home, dude. I'm telling you this right now. You don't just talk that way about some lukewarm bacon off of a Denny's catering tray. That's not how this shit works, okay? Now, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Love ends up getting more bacon. Like, he's obsessed with the bacon. He cannot stop. Watch this.
I appreciate that. Man,
You got more bacon?
Yeah, and
Bacon
ketchup.
and ketchup.
Dude, whoa!
What?
Look at that plate of bacon.
Yo, let's get H3 a
That
plate
shit
of
is
bacon.
good.
See, if I'm not
Dennis
gonna,
has a fine
it-
ketchup.
Can you get him a plate of bacon
Great
for me?
ketchup in
Yeah.
there.
Don't listen.
Wait, honestly.
See, so now Love, he gets another plate of bacon. The crew is like flabbergasted. They're like, whoa, more bacon. Steiny uses this as an opportunity. He goes, yo, can we get a plate of bacon for Ethan over here? Somebody over there, can we get a whatever size plate Love has, double it. And the ketchup, double that as well. We need some bacon for Ethan. And the crew probably believe in this shit. But Love just can't stop with this bacon. Just a plate of bacon and ketchup. And the crew, they start getting real weird about this. This is something I didn't know. I'm kind of on Love's side with this. The crew starts getting weird about like him eating bacon with ketchup. Like, people don't put ketchup on bacon. Like, I'm not saying if you just slather the bacon on your ketchup, but if you're eating like eggs with a side of bacon, you don't like at least like dip the bacon in like a dab of ketchup or something like that? I mean, it's just as fine without the ketchup, but I didn't know it was like this crazy shocking thing to eat it with ketchup. Like, that was lost on me, but the crew, they start digging into Love for this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of on Love's side.
Hey, when we're placing orders, can I also have a plate of bacon? Someone? Yeah, with some syrup, with a side of syrup.
See, that's what's up.
The Caesar salad out there.
And Tom, can we get a syrup sponsor?
Look, Love getting in on that bacon. Listen to how the crew, they sit there and they get weird on him for eating it with ketchup.
And ketchup.
Dude, whoa! Look at that plate of bacon.
Yo, let's get H3 a
That
plate
shit
of
is
bacon.
good.
See, if I'm not
Dennis
gonna,
has a fine
it-
ketchup.
Can you get him a plate of bacon
Great
for me?
ketchup.
And the announcers, Denny's has a fine ketchup. They got a real fine ketchup. I'm not gonna lie, they could have the best ketchup in the world. It's still Denny's, bro. Like, this is not how this shit's supposed to work. Now, this I thought was funny. I actually saved the soundbite and played it for you earlier. Tana starts wanting in on this bacon too. She starts seeing everybody eating. She starts getting real hungry, you know? So she's like, hey, can I get a plate of bacon too? They ignore her. Nobody on the crew even pays attention. She's not from H3, so they don't give a fuck about her, okay? The fact that her and Steiny are even there is like, it's eating away at the guys that run the Celebrity Poker Tournament because they could not care less. Those two have never brought as many viewers, even close to as many viewers as H3 has, to this tournament. So when Tana starts asking for a plate of bacon, the production crew is like, who the fuck is this bitch asking for shit? What, Ethan, did you hire her? Ethan's like, no, I didn't hire her, man. She's just here. Like, I don't even know that girl. They're like, plate of bacon, fuck off. Right? So Tana, she's like, whoa. Like, I'm cool too. Like, can I please get a plate of bacon? Listen to how she ends up ordering the plate of bacon. This is actually kind of funny.
Why can't we?
Cool.
I mean, Uncle Gabe's been going to town
I'm
on
not
the
a
Denny's
blind.
for the last 30 minutes or so.
He's not
I don't
stopped.
know if that's been multiple plates or he's just a slower eater.
Tiny little bites, though.
Yeah.
Delicate eater.
Tell you what, we don't stay at the Excalibur. We're not doing no medieval nights with the dinner for 4.
Look at Love. All this fucking bacon. It's just all going to be grease on his goddamn hands with the ketchup. He's got like 10 packs of ketchup there eating this bacon. I'm all for eating bacon and ketchup, but this is ridiculous.
Can I get a plate of bacon?
Talking into the mic, plate of bacon, side of syrup, plate of bacon. Maybe a sausage link on there. Plate of bacon.
He's on.
This is so gold, man. So like I said, they ignored her when she first ordered the plate of bacon. So now Tana, she's taking, she's taking matters into her own hands. She grabs her fucking lapel mic, shoves it all the way in her mouth. She goes, I need a plate of bacon. I need a plate of bacon. Maybe one sausage link on there. Look, I got the soundbite. This is great.
Talking into the mic, plate of bacon, side of syrup, plate of bacon. Maybe a sausage link on there.
So great. Like, so that's how she has to order this bacon. They don't give a fuck about the fact that Tana's there. And that I kind of found a little bit funny to me. You know what I mean? It almost makes it very clear that the only people these celebrity poker guys are going to even think twice to give a fuck about are fucking the H3 crew. And we're kind of running out of time. We'll cut this segment short. But I want to end it on the fact that, you know, Ethan, he's wanted to win these things for like a really long time. And you already heard in the beginning, Steiny is like, dude, both times you played already, not only did I outlast you, but you were the first one to go both times. So, like, you're sitting here talking a bunch of shit like you're a big poker player. I've beaten you out every time so far, man. And Ethan, like, really hates that fact. He really wants to win. Now, there's something that I feel would eat away at Ethan more than anything else. It would eat away at him even more than losing. It would be if he lost to either Olivia or Lena. Now, Ethan and his crew, they go, oh, man, we're not sexist. Equal opportunity employers over here, man. We're fucking cool, dude. We treat women the same way as everybody else. But these two are clearly the two that nobody expects to win. Like Lena and Olivia, they're really like dainty girls. They just don't seem like the poker type. And I feel like it would really eat away at Ethan if one of them was to win. And lo and behold, the winner of the tournament ends up being Lena. And I'm sure this eats away at Ethan. Watch this.
Dan,
I got fired on
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So you have a few odds. You have king. You have
No, focus. Don't
straight,
smile.
Okay.
5.
Got both.
Let's go. This is it. That's not 5. But that is. Wait a minute.
All right, so what's happening here is she's about to take the last hand with Dan. Dan's all in. If Dan loses this hand, he's out. He's done on the tournament. Lena's got him beat by like $1 million. Like Dan's at like 550,000. Lena's at like 1.45. So she has got Dan beat out for like almost $1 million already. So Dan has no choice but to be all in on this hand. Dan's got a pair of 7s and an 8 high. Lena has nothing. Absolutely nothing. She can't even get a goddamn flush in this bitch. All right? So Dan is sitting there thinking like, oh man, I got to get either a heart or a 7 to win or an 8 or whatever. He doesn't even know that he's winning right now, you know? And Lena needs a miracle to pull this one off. Now watch.
It's good for you.
I have 2 outs. I need a 5 or a heart. 5 or a heart.
You're winning.
You're winning by a mile. You just need to avoid a king.
No idea what's happening.
Now listen to that. The commentators say they pick up on that. They go, actually, Dan, you already have a pair of 7s. Like in the I don't know what that's called, the flop or the river or whatever. The cards that are on the table that they're playing off of is a 7, a 6, a 4, and a 10. Dan has an 8 and a 7. Lena has a king and a 3. So Lena has nothing. Dan has a pair of 7s. Dan's already winning. If Lena gets 1 king, it's over for Dan. And this is what the announcers are saying. Dan's thinking, oh, I need either a heart or a 5 to win. Dan's already winning, and the announcers already pick up on that. They go, no, dude, you're winning by a mile. You just need to avoid that king.
You're winning.
You're winning by a mile. You just need to avoid a king.
No idea what's happening.
Oh.
If you get a heart, then you really win.
Okay.
Super dominating.
Super win.
River card.
And lo and behold, look at that. Turns out a king just got drawn. Lena got him. Yes. Let's give it up for Lena. Doing it over at the Celebrity Poker Tournament. Not only beating Dan, but beating Ethan as well. And I'm sure Ethan is eating away inside over that simple fact that a dainty little girl beat him in a game of poker. You know? It's like, Ethan, what else what else do you want, my friend? That's just the way it has to happen. So let's actually jump into a little bit of a smoke break. You know what I mean? I kind of want to get in on that. Just a smidgy widgy. Let's put on some music. Uh-oh. And then we'll spark one up and we'll get into it on another episode of Lost Aux Media. Thanks again for joining us. Terry poison, Terry poison.
She was in a total distress. I am the mistress. Boy, you're a genius. Playing with a rubber dick duck. Inside the Cadillac. Smack, snack down on the bass track. Slide, play shy. 'Cause you're a black night Sunday broken heart. Early Monday when you leave me for the other. Get down in the Cadillac. Smack, snack down on the bass track.
Oh, yes. Don't go anywhere, folks. We still got some very, very good jamokes to talk about on this episode of Lost Aux Media. We still got Something's Burning with Bert Kreischer, Brittney Furlan, and Brittney Schmitt. Bert is wiping his nose all over the goddamn place while making watermelon sandwiches. What's that about? Then we're going to get into some of that Kill Tony and check out his new vest. So stick along with us, finish out these puffs, and get ready for some more segments on Lost Aux Media. So this Something's Burning, right? You know, we've been covering Bert a good amount for the past couple episodes, you know. Checked out his Dana White interview on Two Bears, One Cave. We heard about his insane fucking McDonald's order. 8 cheeseburgers, the Big Mac, and a large fry. He rips off the bottom buns and tacos the cheeseburgers. What the fuck are we doing here, right? And I had almost forgot about his show Something's Burning. You know, I tap in there from time to time, and most of the time, I'm watching Something's Burning almost as if it's like a NASCAR event. You know, people watch NASCAR and they're waiting for someone to crash, right? And I'm kind of doing the same thing while watching Something's Burning. Except I'm just waiting for Bert to do something completely disgusting, because if you don't know about the show, the whole thing is pretty much him inviting guests over. It's like a podcast setting, but he's cooking food for them to eat the entire show, right? And then they eat it, they keep talking, whatever. But like I said in many episodes before, Bert is like one of the grossest people that you're ever going to meet in your entire life, right? So the fact that he has a show where he has to cook stuff for people using his own bare hands is fucking crazy to me. Like, I just cannot seem to understand for the life of me how someone would want to eat food from the hands of someone like Bert Kreischer. That's just crazy, right? So when I ended up seeing that there was a new episode of Two Bears, One Cave on there, and then when I ended up seeing what they were actually, or Two Bears, One Cave, Something's Burning is what I meant to say. When I saw that there was a new episode of Something's Burning on Bert's channel, and then when I saw what that episode's plate of food was going to be, I had no choice but to lock in. So this guy is going to make watermelon sandwiches. It's going to be 2 slices of raw watermelon, obviously raw. It's going to be a thick, fat slice of feta cheese. And then there's going to be some prosciutto and some arugula mixed on top of that bitch. All raw ingredients. Then he's going to do kimchi pineapple slices, another raw ingredient. So like when it comes to like the raw food or stuff that you can eat raw, you really got to make sure you're clean, because there's no cooking that's going to take place to like kill off any bacteria or anything like that. Like you grab yourself a raw steak, you slap it up with some salt and pepper, whatever, you throw it in a skillet. Okay, people are like, obviously you still want the hands to be clean, but it's gonna get cooked off. God forbid something happens, whatever. When the food's raw, that's it. You're just gonna eat it the way it is. So when something like somebody wiping their nose in the middle of cooking the food happens, it tends to draw a lot of attention from my eyes. I tend to hone in on stuff like that. And that's kind of what I was waiting to see on this episode of Something's Burning. And surprisingly enough, I wasn't disappointed. It's exactly what happened. So let's check out this intro. This is going to be Bert Kreischer, Brittney Furlan, Brittney Schmitt.
Put the time. I'll never get remarried if something happens to you, because I don't want to put the time in to get the thing that we have, because I don't have that time left. I'm not going to spend 20 years, be 72, and then finally we get to where Leanne and I are.
Yeah.
I was like,
So you're just going to bang a bunch of dude, just a revolving door.
No, but you
just
have
like
OCD. Don't you have the germ OCD?
Yeah. Oh.
Don't you have the germ OCD? So this is actually kind of funny. It's a very interesting fact right here. So this girl's asking Bert, like right from the rip. This is like less than 2 minutes in. She's like, you're just going to bang a bunch of people? So if like your wife ends up passing, you don't want to get married? What, are you just going to bang a bunch of people? Like, don't you have the germ OCD shit? Like, aren't you a little bit of a germaphobe? Kind of like Howie Mandel? If Bert is a germaphobe, dude, I would hate to see what a regular person is like. Because this guy is absolutely disgusting. Remember, before we talked about him, this guy had acid reflux for like an entire episode. This guy is like spitting when he's talking, wiping his nose. He strikes me as the kind of guy that would have like a lot of plumber's crack. He's digging his thumb into his ass crack to pull his pants up, you know what I mean, throughout the day. I don't think this guy's washing his hands at all, So when this girl brings up this germaphobe thing, I was like, whoa, that's kind of ironic. You know what I mean? That she's bringing this up. And then Bert actually plays into this. He's like, yeah, I do got it. Now watch, listen to this.
Dude, just a revolving door.
No, but you have like OCD. Don't you have the germ OCD?
Yeah. Oh,
we've talked about
by the way,
this.
that's why I haven't had sex with a lot of people.
Yeah, we
women.
talked
I don't know why I said
about
people. Yeah. People or women.
Look at me, I'm wiping my nose. Good thing I'm not cooking food.
But like,
You're just coming out as bi right now.
I don't know how someone with OCD has one-night stands. I was a mess. I had one-night stand in my life.
Do you have to put like 3 condoms on?
I didn't wear.
See, so now Bert, he starts talking about how he's only had one night stand in his entire life because he's such a germaphobe. He's that big of a germaphobe. That's crazy. Once again, that's crazy. You talking about the guy that goes to McDonald's, he orders 8 cheeseburgers, a Big Mac, and a large fry. He tacos a cheeseburger. I can say that line over and over and over again. That right there, just that order of food proves how big of a fucking heathen you are, dude. So like, it's crazy to me that you claim to be that big of a germaphobe, yet you do like the most disgusting shit. And you're like the biggest alcoholic. You're like the most disgusting guy. You think when he's wasted as fuck, he's caring about those germs? I don't think so, buddy. Okay? So now let's listen to this. He talks about how he had a one-night stand and how bad his germaphobe problem got into his head and what he did to his cock and balls because of it. Listen to this.
So I went up, me and him went up to they used to have medical books in Barnes & Nobles that had all the diseases. I said, let's go see if we can find what you got. And so we start going, and then I start seeing dicks, and then I go, I had a one-night stand. What the f***? So I go to the bathroom, take my shit, and I start examining my dick.
I can't.
It got so bad, because I couldn't stop examining it.
Dude, dicks are already weird looking, and then when you look at them too much,
You ready? You ready for it?
Okay, so contextualize this a little bit. Bert's talking about how he had a buddy who thought he got something because his buddy had a one-night stand. They go to a Barnes & Nobles, they start looking at STD books, and then Bert starts thinking, he goes, wait, I had a one-night stand the other night. I should start checking out my junk. So he goes in the bathroom, and he starts really examining this tiny little cock and balls that he's got, you know what I mean? He's really like, and you know he's in there for a while because it's going to take him a while to like, even figure out what he's looking at and stuff. Like, he's got a lot going on down there, I'm sure. You know? So this is the context of what's happening here. And he's about to start talking about how he notices something. And it throws him off a little bit. Listen to this.
So when you've been this is a lot of information, but when you've been circumcised, there is a there's a discolored part of where you've been cut, like a tanner part.
Sometimes.
I never looked at my dick.
Listen, Brittney in the background, she goes, sometimes. She goes, my husband Tommy Lee's huge cock doesn't have that. So I don't know what's going on with you, sir.
There's a discolored part of where you've been cut, like a tanner part.
Sometimes.
I never looked at my dick, and I was like, wait, what's this purple part? And I was like, oh, I got something. I got something.
I got the purple ring.
I got the purple ring. God damn it! Asian girl's gonna climb out of a well, and I'm gonna die. And
I fucking hate this guy so much. So, okay, he's talking about how he notices the discoloration part from where he got circumcised, okay? So he's like freaking out. This guy has never noticed this story he's telling. He's in like college, so he's like, he never noticed that he had like he could see kind of where he got circumcised as a baby. He's never noticed, so he thinks he has like all the STDs in the book, and this is like where his germophobia started, supposedly. Listen.
I spun out so bad I started spraying Tinactin on my balls. I would soak my dick in balls in white vinegar.
Tinactin?
And this is before the internet was like what it is today. This is probably 2000. And I was doing, this is 99. I was doing every mom and pop remedy to cure the cure-all.
And you had nothing.
And I went to a doctor, and I was like, he was like, it was like my mom's dermatologist. And he was like, what are we looking for today? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I have herpes and genital warts. And he's like, what? I said, well, it's like a mix of the two. I don't know what it
I've been
is.
sleeping with my dick in.
So now he thinks that he has herpes and genital warts, and he has to go to the doctor, right? And the reason he's going to the doctor is because whatever he's got is getting worse. But he's been putting Tinactin on his cock and balls every day. He's been sitting around his apartment soaking his balls in vinegar. Like for long periods of time, he's talking about like watching episodes of TV. He's just soaking his balls in vinegar. Okay. So now he's going to the doctor because he's like, whatever I got, it's getting worse. And I'm doing everything I can to get rid of it. And nothing's working, doc. So can you help me? Listen to what the doctor says.
Vinegar? Trying to get rid of it.
I would soak it in a bowl, drink a tall boy, smoke a joint, and watch Quantum Leap.
Your dick just smells like a Caesar salad. He's like, it smells up. I don't know what's going on right now.
This pairs nicely with the white wine.
There's arugula next to your dick. We're like, what's going on, dude?
Oh, he said to me, he goes, have you been messing with your genitals? And I said, what do you mean? He was like, spraying stuff on them, because it looks like they've been chemically burned.
This is a story of how you became a eunuch.
So this is it right here. That I don't even understand this. But only reason we're bringing all this up is because, remember, he is self-proclaiming here that this is what caused him to have germophobia for the rest of his life, right? Now, people with germophobia, they're real careful about that, you know? They make sure to, like, they got, like, gloves that they'll bring, like disposable gloves. Howie Mandel, he that guy's been torched on the internet for how fucking crazy his germophobia is, you know? So this like, you got to remember that. These people online nowadays, they sit there and self-proclaim themselves as like all sorts of shit. Oh, I'm neurodivergent. Oh, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Okay? What, you think that... Okay, well, I won't even get into that, all right? I don't feel like listening to all the fucking crazy comments over this shit. So anyway, just remember that Bert self-proclaims that he's a germaphobe to the point to where he had his first one-night stand and ended up chemical burning his cock and balls because he was dipping his balls in vinegar and spraying Tinactin on them because he thought he had an STD. That's how bad this germophobia is. Now, before we get into him completely debasing himself on that germophobia, while he's like wiping his nose and shit while he's making this food, we'll get into some of these backhanded comments that Brittney makes during it. So they end up starting to talk about Ozempic in Hollywood, which I think is funny because we just got done talking about Ethan and how he's like slamming 5 stacks of Buttermilks during this poker tournament. Right? That dude has to be on Ozempic. Ain't no way he's not, okay? Just the way he's eating at that poker tournament, how do you think this guy's eating at home? If you're willing to eat like that on camera, what are you willing to eat like at home? This guy has probably got like a feeding trough. You know what I mean? And Gila's just throwing a bunch of shit in there, and Ethan just all day when he's not recording is just eating in that fucking trough, you know? That's what I picture. So remember, this Ozempic comment that they're about to make, quite funny. Bert's about to get a nice little licking from Brittney.
I'm just hoping they come up with some wild shit. Because like right now they're curing fatness and they're curing baldness.
Curing fatness.
Yeah.
I can't.
Ozempic. Everyone's on Ozempic. And by the way, I am not shitting on that. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a miracle drug because I think obesity is like the worst thing out there.
Are you taking it? I mean,
got him.
Sometimes I don't know how fucking cringy and ridiculous I sound.
I love that. Right away, the Brittney looks at this as an opportunity to make a little bit of funny on her. Because these two Brittneys, they started a podcast called This Is the Worst Podcast. They're here to promote that shit, right? So Brittney, she hears Bert talking about Ozempics. Now she's going to use this as an opportunity to get a little bit of a clip out of this, you know? They're here to promote their podcast. They want to get some good clips out of this. So she goes, you don't use it? You're not on the Ozempic? You should be. Okay. This is quite funny.
Is like the worst thing out there.
are you taking it? I mean, I don't know.
Bert looks at her like, he's like, bitch, what the fuck do you think? He goes, look at me, goddammit. You think I'm taking it? Look at the size of his fucking gut. Jesus Christ. Look at that. That's when you know it's bad. Look, when the shirt has like no definition on the bottom, it's just like seriously just straight down. It's because the stomach, your stomach pushes out so much, right? That your t-shirt, it can't even like wrinkle or anything. It's not sitting on anything. Like me, when I'm standing up, my shirt is kind of like resting on like my belt, the top part of my pants type shit. So it wrinkles a little bit, you know? But when you have a gut the size of Bert's, once your t-shirt hits your gut, the furthest point out, the t-shirt's just gonna like flatly lie. You know what I mean? It's just gonna go straight down. There's gonna be no definition because now it's hanging from the furthest point of your gut. So it's not touching the rest of your body from that point down. That's when you know the gut's bad. Bert has one of those beer guts that's like rock solid. It's like a giant hardened basketball sitting inside of his stomach. And she sees this and she goes, are you on the Ozempic? Are you at least trying, buddy? Like, what's happening here?
Is like the worst thing out there.
Are you taking it? I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm not. No.
Why don't you want to take it? What?
There we go. I love that. So she, right away, she goes, why don't you want to take it? You should. She goes, you got the body for it. I mean, if anyone was going to take Ozempic, I mean, you got the body for it. You know what I mean? So why not give it a shake? You know, it might be worth it. It might actually be worth it. So now let's check out this dish. Remember, I told you, Bert's about to explain this dish. I said the whole thing's raw. So this is what we're going to be eating tonight on What's Burning.
Wait, let me tell you what I'm making you guys.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry.
totally.
And can we help?
No,
Yeah,
no, I haven't started, but it's all real easy. Just stuff needs to be refrigerated, that's all.
Oh,
and so what I'm making you is, I saw this sandwich online and it just looks so good. And I was like, it can't be good. And I made it and it was absolutely awesome and refreshing.
Okay.
And it is a watermelon, feta, arugula with a little bit of prosciutto sandwich.
Oh.
So look at what we got here. All raw. All raw. Even this soup, it's chilled. Only thing that was even close to cooked on here is toast. So now this is not the stuff that you want to eat if you got a guy like Bert cooking it, okay?
Watermelon, it's so good.
Dude, of course that's going to be good.
I'm stealing this recipe from my buddy Roy Choi, who has a restaurant out in Vegas called Best Friends. He also has a food truck with John Favreau, and
Okay, nobody gives a fuck, Bert, okay? So now he's going to sit there and talk about this food truck or whatever. I don't really care. What I want you to see is how he's preparing all this raw food with his bare hands. This guy's got tongs. He's got spatulas. Every kitchen fucking utensil you could think of, he's probably got in his house. This guy's rich, goddammit. So now you're trying to tell me you can't use the tongs for this kind of stuff? Look at the way he prepares these pineapples.
This sandwich, if I do it right, I had it and I was like,
If I do it right.
If I do it right.
It's just like, he just puts this whole block of feta in, but there you go, girls, there you go.
But first, I'm gonna start with the kimchi.
So are you making, you're gonna pick the pineapple?
Look at that. Pineapples with the bare hands. I could only imagine where those hands have been. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And they're looking at him like, look at this girl. Look at this Brittney Schmitt bitch. Looking at him. Beeline right for the pineapples. She's like, I can't believe he's doing this. The tongs are right there. Look at him. They're all right there. All the utensils are right there. Why is he doing this with his bare hands?
And that's gonna blend. That's the soup.
That's the soup. I'm gonna blend that.
This pineapple with kimchi.
Kimchi,
I've actually
yeah.
never had kimchi.
Me neither.
So look, he opens that kimchi. They're probably staring at him like, is he gonna fucking stick his hand in the kimchi too? Get his hand all red and nasty and disgusting. Is he gonna really stick his whole fucking fist inside that jar of fermented cabbage? Is this really what's gonna go down?
What is kimchi? I sound ignorant.
Maybe I should let you try it in the pineapple.
What is kimchi? Do we know?
Kimchi is cabbage
Okay,
seasoned
soaked with what?
and then buried.
Vinegar and something else.
Old school kimchi.
Yum.
Old school kimchi. They would take.
Kimchi is
Look at that. Look. So Bert does know how to use the tongs.
and something else.
Old school kimchi.
Yum.
Old school kimchi. They would
There
take.
he goes. He busts out the tongs.
They would take.
For the kimchi, his hand's still covered in pineapple juice. He hasn't rinsed them off, nothing like that yet at all.
Kimchi is how Bert gets rid of his STDs.
By the way, if I had known about kimchi,
in 2009.
it's a Korean. It's like a Korean staple. It's like they're Korean's French fries.
Korean's French fries? What the fuck? Anybody else out there looking at kimchi as if it's Korean French fries? I mean, come on. Like, what are you kidding me? So now watch this shit. This guy, like I said, he's drinking. They got like glasses of Merlot going on. I could only imagine how many sips he's had before the cameras even started rolling. We all know Bert. He's just wasted 24/7. Okay, this is just the type of guy he is. And when you're like that, your brain, you're like not even thinking that much. You're so loosey goosey that all this like hygiene shit, it's just let it go. You know, we're drunk. Like that's just the way it is. You know, let's live a little. That's the kind of shit that I feel like Bert is living by. So he's not the most hygienic person out there. And remember, I told you he's making all this raw food. We're about to watch him wipe his goddamn nose like a fucking heathen. Watch this.
Korean's French fries, right?
I see it all the time. I've just actually never tried
Look,
it.
more barehanded pineapple. More barehanded pineapple. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. When Georgia went to third grade, it was predominantly Korean.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
in LA?
In LA, yeah. And so I remember Thanksgiving celebration, they served sushi and kimchi.
Wow.
And my dad's like, what the is this?
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm not eating grass.
Yeah.
When you go out.
So now he's shaking up this kimchi, right? He's doing it all. About to wipe that goddamn nose.
And to a dinner party, right? And maybe everyone knows your husband, but maybe not everyone knows you. Do you feel
What the fuck was that? Watch this. We're gonna zoom in a little bit on this. Look at him wipe his goddamn nose. Now, mind you, he's got pineapple juice. He's been barehanding these fucking pineapple chunks out of this goddamn bowl this whole time. Now watch him. He's about to just give him that one good wipe.
Maybe everyone knows your husband, but maybe not everyone knows you. Do you?
Oh my God, look at it. Look at how much his nose is bending. That's how all right, you know how like sometimes, I'll show you that in a second. So, you know how sometimes like your nose actually might itch. And it might itch right there, like the bridge of your nose or the septum part, you know, whatever. I'm not a biologist, but so it'll itch there. And you got to scratch it. So sometimes you might actually just kind of like wipe your nose a little bit, but you're just wiping it to itch it. So you're not really going all that hard. You're just kind of like grazing the bottom of your nose with your hand just to kind of like itch it a little bit, you know? I'm doing it right now. If you're watching, you're seeing. If you're not, start watching, okay? I don't know what to tell you. So you kind of just graze it just to get that itch off, you know? That's not what this is. Look at that. He's full-blown wiping his nose right now, okay? That's insane, okay? That's insane. Watch him do this with no shame.
And maybe everyone knows your husband, but maybe not everyone knows you. Do you feel like a need to not perform, but to get everyone to meet you?
No, I'm actually usually really quiet, like, because it's like everyone's paying so much attention to him.
And the fact that these girls just keep going on, nobody gives a fuck about this. Right away, I would stop production if that happened. I'd shut it all down and be like, we need new pineapples, we need new tongs, we definitely need new kimchi. As a matter of fact, let's just firebomb the whole fucking house and we'll just go to an actual studio and film this there. We'll do the shit with fucking Andrew, whatever that guy's name, Andrew Cho, on his show. We'll go film this shit. That I could not. You just got done wiping your nose. He doesn't even care, doesn't even think about washing his hands with that shit. And he just keeps it going. More stupid ass behavior like that. And the fact that these chicks actually end up eating this shit at the end just blows my mind, right? But remember, this is Bert. So the wiping of the nose it's like expected behavior out of him, right? And he just keeps doing stupid shit like this. Like, this guy is actually about to start running a blender in the middle of the fucking show. Watch this shit. You can't at least prepare the soup beforehand? Like, if you got to run a blender, bro, like, you got to think of a different recipe. You can't be running a blender in the middle of a fucking podcast. Watch this.
Up to about, I was like, I don't even want to say what I said. Everyone, like, I deleted my Twitter because I was like, I don't know what Brittney unmedicated in 2009 said. Like, I don't want to be responsible for it. I deleted that shit. I was like, oh, sorry.
So now Brittney already, she almost drops a glass of wine. She's like already feeling this fucking rosé or whatever it is that they're drinking. So
responsible for it. I deleted that shit. I was like, oh, sorry.
Can I tell you what? Do you find this is like, because I know your act and I know you.
Now, see, if I'm the girls, I'm seeing this. I'm like, he's really about to do this. He's not even like stopping what he's saying right now. He's really about to just keep this going. If you're going to run the blender, at least stop talking, run the blender, and then start talking again so the editor has a cut point, right? So he can smooth that out and make the conversation look like it's going on without a hitch, and we don't have to hear your blender in the middle of it. Instead, he wants to keep talking while he's doing it, so the editors can't cut this out. They have no choice but to leave this in.
You talk wild. Hang on. Let me just get this started.
Yeah.
And I know you talk wild.
Props to the audio guy, because he somehow made the blender not that bad, because I know that shit was picking up bad inside Bert's lavalier mic. Ain't no way it wasn't.
Free. You don't ever bite your tongue.
Yeah.
Do you find people coming up to you saying wild shit to you after your show where you're like, oh, you like this? One time
So what?
Tell him the flight attendant thing.
What flight attendant thing?
Remember?
Watch this. I don't care about their story, okay? I want to get to the part where he starts blending it again. This shit, when you see like the amount of stuff he has in this, the blender's like overflowing.
Know that there was 40 people in the audience from United.
Was you a United night out to see Brittney?
Let me see. We have to see that blender again.
No, I just told him. Oh, that's a different question. Yeah, but I just told a 9/11 joke on 9/11, and I didn't know that there was 40 people in the audience from United.
Was you a United night out to see Brittney?
Where in the fuck? There we go. You have to see. Wait until you see how much shit is in this blender. This is actually kind of crazy.
George Bush did not.
All right, let me grind this up real quick. This is our gazpacho.
Look at that. Still going with the blender. Look at how much liquid he has in this thing. The lid is like tilted. It's like not even on straight. Watch. He's about to start really going in. The liquid's going to start like bubbling out the sides of the lid. Oh.
Gazpacho.
You ever had gazpacho?
I'm Italian.
Oh, that's right. You said it. You called it prosciutto.
100% Italian.
Why would you do this during the show? This is crazy to fucking listen to. And with all that liquid coming out the top and stuff, like I was saying, like, that's just insane. And Bert's just one of those guys. He's so oblivious to his own bullshit, you know? Like, I can't believe this. Now, let's just end this on this dish. I'll show you this raw-ass dish that this guy is, like, barehanding all this food, wiping his nose with. He preps this shit up nice and good. These girls are about to start devouring this shit. You wouldn't catch me dead eating this plate of food after watching this guy prepare it. You're fucking crazy.
Beautiful. Are you kidding?
You got eggs?
I got eggs if we need some frozen eggs.
So this is kimchi pineapple, a watermelon sandwich with feta, prosciutto, a little arugula, a little bit of a balsamic glaze, and then toast to put in your gazpacho if you want. In the gazpacho, you saw me blend it. It's been fridged up. And I want you to try the sandwich first.
Okay.
Because it's
the rawest, everything on there is raw. The rawest part of the whole entire thing. He wants you to try that first. He wants you to try the part that he had to put together with his bare hands and wipe his nose, you know, scratch his ass. He wants you to eat that part first, ladies. Can you take a bite of that first, please? Can you do that for Bert?
I tried it. I saw it online. I was like, there's no way this will be good. And I liked it so much.
Look at that. Oh, that's a big first bite. Look at Brittney's fucking puffed up ass lips smashing away on this goddamn shit. What the fuck? Look at her, bro. Look at this. She's loving this. I think the fact that Bert wiped his nose while prepping this shit made her like it even more. Look at how much she's into this. She has like so much filler in her lips too. She might be going to one of Tommy's guys. The same guys that inject all that shit into Tommy's dick to make it so huge. You know? Look at her. That's a big first bite. That's a big first bite.
Right?
She's like, Bert, you really wiped your hand and you really put your foot in that, Bert. You did that shit. Oh my God, it's so good. Look at that. All Bert's wiped nose is all in there. She's really, really fucking loving it. This chick, this other Brittney, because they're both Brittney, you know, she's a little more reserved. She's looking at him like, I really hope I didn't get the part that got all like the booger stuff on it from Bert's fingers.
It's creepy good.
Well, I love watermelon and feta already, but with the prosciutto, it's so good. And the arugula.
Look, oh, another huge one. Brittney Furlan has now eaten half the sandwich in 2 bites. It's the size of like a club, like a chicken club sandwich. You know those triple stackers? It's huge. This is like one of those sandwiches that you see like Shaggy and Scooby make inside the house when they're like looking for ghosts. You know, they got those like 19 decker sandwiches. They smash it all with like a shoestring to tie it down to make it come back. Then they eat it all in 1 bite. She's really fucking going into this thing. Look at that. I'm surprised she hasn't bitten off one of her fingers. Holy hell. The fact that they're even eating this, you gotta give it up for them. For these 2 Brittneys, Brittney Furlan and Brittney Schmitt from The Worst Podcast, or This Is The Worst Podcast, on What's Burning, or Something's Burning. See, it's like, who gives a fuck about these guys? Why are we still talking about them? Let's go to Kill Tony, okay? Let's step into a little bit of Kill Tony. And then actually, yeah, let's get into a little bit of Kill Tony. We're running out of time. So this episode of Kill Tony had the Legions of Skanks on it. Legion of Skanks, you got Big J. Okerson, Louis J. Gomez, Dave Smith. They're all, it's like a very mixed genre of comedians. Dave is very political. Louis is very, I don't give a fuck, but he still kind of leans a little bit on not cleaner comedy, but he doesn't go like crazy far in the disgusting category. Big J. Okerson, he's more of a Jim Norton type, you know? So you got a nice little mix with just those 3 guys right there. Real no hose barred comedy. Those dudes don't give a fuck about what they say, or they claim they don't, but yet every episode of all their podcasts, they're all edited for curse words and shit. Somehow that doesn't make too much sense to me. But these guys are the guests on this episode of Kill Tony. It was actually not a bad episode. A lot of good comedians on there. They got this one guy that I'm going to show you later who just rips up the fucking goddamn guitar. But there's some good time code zone in here. Look at that. And I'm about to light this joint up again. I'm sitting here fumbling over my words, dude. Get ready for this. So I won't hold you to it too much. Let's get into the intro and check out Tony's awesome new vest, dude. All you guys know, I love getting a kick out of Tony's new vest.
Coming to you live from the Comedy Mothership here in Austin, Texas for a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Give it up for Tony and Skanks!
Yes. Look at that fucking vest. Jesus Christ. Dude, that has to be the gayest vest I've ever seen. Somehow this is worse than like his Fight Club vest. And that's pretty goddamn bad. Like, funny enough, only reason I even know that his other vest is a Fight Club vest, you know the one that he's got that's got like the red stripes with like the yellow on the top? It's like fake leather, kind of like this one, you know? Only reason I even know that was a Fight Club vest is from Red Bar. Look at that. Yeah, we get a lot of inspiration from Red Bar around here. I still watch the fucking guy. I love Red Bar. Come on. Let's not get it twisted. I like to think of this show as like a Brave browser extension of Red Bar. You know what I mean? We're not here to take the guy's job. Yeah, we're on his side, okay? Remember that. So, only reason I even found out about his previous vest being from Fight Club was from Red Bar. Then this guy ends up coming out with this bullshit. This thing right here looks insane. It looks like the interior of a car, right? If you're just listening, his leather vest, like the top shoulder panel part, is like got this diamond stitching on it, right? And the whole vest is black leather. So it's got this very off-putting diamond stitching on it. And look at Tony. He looks so happy that he's got this thing on. He's like, look at me in my cool new vest. The crowd loves me. I just got my big intro like I do every single episode. Now watch this. Remember I told you that vest looks like some leather car interior? I actually just Googled a leather car interior. That's it. No, actually, I'll read you the exact Google. I'll even zoom in on it. I saved the link. So I just clicked on it, opened it up from the notes. This was what I Googled earlier. I Googled diamond leather car interior. I even put a typo on that bitch, okay? I didn't even spell it correctly. And this was one of the first pictures I got. Does that stitching kind of look familiar to you? Am I the only one that doesn't see that? I mean, like it's a spitting image. Look at Tony's vest. Right? Look at the stitching. You can't miss that. Now, look at this diamond stitched leather interior on this car. It's the same shit. It looks like he just like pulled out some upholstery from his car and was like, hey, can you guys make me a vest out of this, please?
Who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives?
Damn, he kind of struggled on that one, right? Who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives?
Who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives?
You heard that struggle? Look at him, too. Look, he always wears these vests, right? And he wears like a scuba suit underneath it. Look at how tight of the spandex this guy's wearing on his fucking... This guy has the tightest black shirt I've ever seen on. And you know what's funny is like, Tony thinks these things are like cool. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm paying attention a little bit, I don't think that's like a scuba shirt. I think he's actually wearing a hoodie, a pullover hoodie that is that tight. Dude, I was about to say like, I thought he was wearing a rash guard. Like I legitimately thought like, okay, the vest has a hood on it. Tony's just wearing a rash guard. That is a pullover hoodie that is that tight. Could you imagine trying to pull that thing off your body? Like, it's bad enough. Like, if you're outside and you're wearing like a kind of tight shirt and you're sweating a lot, it's hard enough pulling a t-shirt off when your body's like a little bit sweaty. Imagine pulling that thing. It's like he's wearing like a latex gimp suit almost. That's like fucking insane to me. Now, there are some pretty crazy time codes in here, but we're running out of time. So I want to get to the better ones. So during this, like I said, it wasn't a bad episode of Kill Tony. I usually hate Kill Tony because like a lot of times they shit on the open or the new people, the bucket pools. They shit on them a little too hard, which is kind of fucked up. These people are like trying to achieve their goals here. And then a lot of the regulars that they praise are like actually retarded and like they're not funny. It's like it almost seems like a social experiment where Tony's like, I bet you I could put as many retards as I want on stage and America will think that they're hilarious just because my show is so big. It's almost like he's like fucking with these people, right? Drew Nickens, they got another handicap on here. That guy is fucking crazy. He'll fly off the handle. Someone starts making fun of his fucking ass. So that's a very scary one too. This one wasn't like that. A lot of the bucket pools killed. People had shit to say back to the panel when they were making fun of them. You know, it was a very well-rounded episode. If anything, every episode of Kill Tony should be like this. Maybe the show would actually be decent. That's beside my point. So they end up having this bucket pool. She does a whatever job. And then they're interviewing her afterwards. They ask her what she does for a living. And this is what we're met with.
I'm just looking for
dancing all night?
I'm looking for an
Guilty.
explanation. Yeah.
Amazing. Carly, what do you do for work?
I am a stripper.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was very quick.
Yo, Red Band quick on the draw with that one, eh? Yeah, that was crazy. Watch, listen to... And they're all going to make fun of Red Band for being so quick on that.
I am a stripper.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was very quick. Red Band knew that somehow.
Yeah, Red Band. It's
Finger
almost...
lingering over the cherry pie button.
It's almost...
Where have you seen this young lady at their little... Look who's playing a little hide and seek over here.
It's almost like he subscribes to the OnlyFans or something.
Oh, yeah.
Change my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We got him. So... It's funny because they're always making fun of Red Band for being like a little incel. Like a little basement dweller who sits on his computer and just goons out all day, fucking jacking himself off, you know what I mean? And I could believe that for Red Band. He kind of strikes me as one of those dudes that just like jacks off all day and then makes like concoctions out of crazy ass food in his kitchen, which is, there's a lot of truth to that. So they're all jumping on him because he like, it's almost like he knew that she was a stripper, because usually Red Band's very slow on the sound bites. This guy's hitting like the soundboard like 10 seconds after a punchline, you know what I mean? Not very good timing. Excuse me, taking another rip. But for some reason, his timing here is impeccable. And this chick is like, oh man, it's almost like he's subscribed to the OnlyFans, right? And listen to the joke that Red Band makes after this. It's kind of funny.
Have you seen this young lady at their little... Look who's playing a little hide and seek over here.
It's almost like he subscribes to the OnlyFans or something.
Oh, yeah. Man. You're on OnlyFans?
I am,
What
yeah.
types of things do you do on OnlyFans?
Not enough. You know, pictures.
Whoa.
Got him. So Red Band right away. Red Band's like, she don't do enough on OnlyFans. Tony's like, what kind of content you make on OnlyFans? Red Band's like, she don't do enough. She's not showing push. She's not showing nothing. This bitch is stale. You know? And he's just making jokes about it and shit like that. But now watch. These two together. Now remember, they're making jokes at each other. She's like, oh, Red Band, he's a pervert. He subscribed to my OnlyFans. Red Band's like, you don't do enough on OnlyFans, bitch. You need to start showing gash. Now they're about to start joining forces. And they're about to start teaming up on Tony. This is actually kind of funny.
I could.
Yeah, and it was small, by the way, too.
Wow.
Did you just watch? You just watched? Or
No, I just
said shit?
watched.
You
I
didn't
just
say
watched.
anything?
No, I just watched and was like, Nice, man. Is that good for you? Or?
That is so interesting to me.
So now, to contextualize this, she's talking about how she got like a custom video request from a guy on OnlyFans, and she had to sit there and watch as he jacked himself off. So this guy's sitting there, you know, pounding himself out, and she just has to sit there and go, okay, cool, I guess, you know, and that's basically what she's talking about here. Now, Tony, he's about to be like, oh, that's so weird to me that people would, like, want someone to just watch them jerk off, you know?
Is that good for you? Or?
That is so interesting to me. I don't understand what the
appeal is. Right, I don't get it. It's weird.
Why would you watching that make him excited? How lonely of it was his name W.E.E.K by any chance?
He's going through something.
No. His name was Brian Redband.
There you go. There you go.
Now, see, remember I told you that this girl and Redband, they've been doing this little banter back and forth. It's almost like they know each other or something. Redband must be like her top subscriber, you know? Now, they're about to both start digging in on Tony. This is one of those moments where, like, Redband finally gets one off because we're so used to Tony shitting on Redband and making him look like an asshole. It's good to see the coin flip for once.
No. His name was Brian Redband.
There you go. There you go.
There's no vagina. You might like it, Tony.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
Got him.
That is true.
Fucking got him.
Redband. Settle down.
Look, Tony doesn't like that. You see it in his face? Tony does not like that. He's the only one with the golden mic. You notice that? Everybody else has got red mics. Tony's the only one with the gold mic. And right now, he just got that little zinger from Redband, and the crowd fucking loved it. So he's sitting in his head right now like, this son of a bitch. I'm sitting there like Redband be nothing if it wasn't for me. I can only shit on him. How dare he shit on me? I have a golden microphone. Huh. You know, that's kind of like what's going through Tony's head right now. He's about to get another one.
Settle down. Settle down. All right. Wow.
See? He's very in his head right now. He's like, what the fuck is going on? He's not used to Redband actually getting one off on him. Everyone's looking at him right now. Everyone's looking at him. Tony, you asshole. That's what's going through everybody's head. Finally. And look at Redband. Redband's loving this shit. Redband's like, I finally fucking got him. You know, Redband's been waiting for this moment all his life.
I've got a strap on if you want me to put it on for you.
Oh my God. What is...
Got him.
What the fuck?
Tell me that, dude, that silence was violence right there. You know what I mean? Like, she used that opportunity to cook something up real nice for Tony while he sat there and tried to think of a way to pull himself out of this little fucking dig that he got from Redband. And this girl delivered that plate nice and hot. Look.
I've got a strap on if you want me to put it on for you.
Oh my God, what is happening?
Finally, Tony getting that fucking shit. You know, it's about time, because I'm not going to lie. When I see Tony really digging into Redband the way that he does, it kind of makes me feel bad for him. Like, so anytime I can see Redband get one off on Tony, I'm here for it. Now, let's check out these time codes of Big J Okerson making fun of Cam Patterson. Remember last week I was telling you how Cam Patterson's such an idiot that he didn't know that pickles were made out of cucumbers. Like, he didn't understand that whole process. Like, he thought that pickles actually just grew the way that they grew. That's like something that Cam actually had a thought about in his mind at some point in time. So, Jay, remember I was telling you, Big J, out of the 3 Legion of Skanks guys, he's the one that's more, he'll push that shit really fucking far. You know, he's like a Jim Norton-esque type of guy. He'll say like the most disgusting shit, the most fucked up shit. Like Big J just doesn't fucking care. So when he sees a guy like Cam come on stage, acting the way he does, talking the way he does, Big J looks at it as an opportunity to really dig in and fuck with this guy. And he does it in like the most degrading way. And if you pay attention, the band, they don't like it. They don't like the way Tony's making, or they don't like the way Big J's making fun of Cam. Now watch this.
Big J, what do you think about all this chaos?
Why come you was in Amish country?
What? What?
Why come you was in Amish country?
This how I sound to people? What?
Look, so you kind of can't see it and you kind of can't hear it all that well, but obviously Big J is sitting there doing his thing, making fun of Cam, right? And in the background, I'm pretty sure this guy's name is John Mueller. He's the guitar player. He's like the lead guitar player for the Kill Tony band. He leans over and said something into his mic. And you can't hear what he says all that well. But you could kind of see it by his body language and shit that he's not really getting a kick out of the way that Jay is making fun of Cam. Sitting there kind of being like, why you know, kind of saying that he talks like a complete moron. Almost saying like he's, like John is kind of taking this as like, he's saying all black people talk like this. He's not. He's saying Cam talks like this. And then he's just making fun of Cam. There's tons of black people on the stage. Any one of them open their mouths, Jay would not react like this to them. He's only reacting like this because Cam talks like an asshole. Now watch this. I'm going to back it up a little bit. Watch Jay. Listen to Jay start delivering this. Look. You can even see it on John Mueller's face right now. He's disgusted with this. Now listen. He tries to say something in his mic, and he's about to say something again because Jay's about to do this to Cam again later, and we're going to check that out. But watch this one.
What?
Why come you was in Amish country?
This how I sound to people?
Look at John Mueller. What a fucking cuck this guy is, dude. He's sitting there like, oh, why is Jay making fun of him like that? Oh, I don't like this even one bit.
What?
Why am you was...
See, so John said something and the guitar player said something in the mic. You couldn't hear him that well. Now listen to Jay finish out this joke because he kind of brings it around to have like a little bit of a punchline here.
What are you trying to say to me right now?
In Amish country? Lewis, how do I tell him?
He wants to know what you is be doing in the Amish country.
Oh! Baking soda!
Jay daps up Lewis for, translating for him and all that shit. You know what I'm saying, dog? He's like, really trying to dig into the way that Cam Patterson talks and shit. But I'm not going to lie. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I can't understand Cam sometimes. Like, legitimately, sometimes you cannot understand the shit that's coming out of his mouth. That's why people are making fun of him. It has nothing to do with him being black or talking a certain way. It just has to do with the fact that sometimes you actually can't understand what Cam's saying. That's the only reason anybody's ever making fun of him like this. Just so happens to be a lot of white people are doing it, Like, the last person to make fun of him like this, I think, was like that Chad Daniels guy. Then Tyler Fisher ended up making fun of him like this. And both of them are like real right-wing white dudes, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like putting a real big stink on this joke, It's almost like you can't make fun of Cam's voice about this because too many fucking radical whites have done it, So it's like but Big J, like I said, Big J don't give a fuck. Big J doesn't care. So he's about to dig into him again with the same type of shit. And watch, John really doesn't like this. And you actually can hear John say, if you pay attention close, listen to John say the shit in his mic.
What else is going on? We're ramping up for Vegas this week.
Hell yeah.
You excited about that?
Yeah, I'm excited. That's going to be fun.
What do you like to do in Vegas?
I don't do shit, man. I like to watch my grandma gamble because she give me her winnings and shit. Every time my grandma wins, she give me the money. So I be like, I like that shit. That shit be cool.
That's crazy. Cam Patterson is making like probably hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars now touring with Tony. He's taking the gambling winnings from his grandma when he brings her to Vegas. Like, what the fuck is happening here? This guy should be taking care of her. Because we all know she took care of him, goddammit.
What? That's every time my grandma win and she gamble in Vegas, she give me the money and shit.
How dare you disrespect the woman who I'm assuming raised him?
She did. You're not wrong, brother.
Okay, so now the Legion of Skanks guys, they're starting to jump in with their jokes because they start noticing that Tony and Red Band are having like a little bit of a production talk on the side. So they're starting to pick it up because like Tony has to kind of be off mic for a second. Dave comes in with that joke, the same joke that I just made. Obviously, I made it because I knew Dave was going to say it, talking about how Cam's grandmother raised him, right? So now this is where Big J is going to start coming in with that whole like, why you is me was you're black. Like, you know what I mean? He's about to start doing all that shit again. And you're, once again, like I said, pay attention to what the guitarist says. They don't like this. The band does not like this.
These people know what be being.
So listen, you have to really pay attention to it closely. And I'm gonna back it up, and I'm gonna focus in on the guitar player, John Mueller. He really doesn't like this. He's like one of those white people that like they feel like it's their job to defend minorities. It's not. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Like, I'm a minority. I'm Puerto Rican, both parents. Any white person has to defend me over the fact that I'm Puerto Rican, there's a problem. You know what I mean? We do not need any black person that, like, needs a white person to defend them for anything. I mean, are they even black? Like, certain white people like John, they feel like it's like their civil duty. They have like that white guilt that they feel. So when people start making these like edgy racist jokes towards certain people's races, this guy feels like it's like his job to step up to the plate and put a stop to it, like he's some sort of superhero. It's not your job, dude. As a matter of fact, I don't even know why the fuck they even gave you a goddamn microphone. Like, you should have there should be no reason why anybody in this band has a microphone that the crowd can hear. Okay? If they need mics to talk to the earpieces so that they can start telling each other, okay, I'm going to kick it up on the fourth after the next riff, then okay, we're cool with that. We don't need the fucking guitar player chiming in while the comedians are trying to tell jokes, okay? Tony should not be letting this shit go on. But watch, I digress. Pay attention. John does not like this. Remember, this is his civil white duty to defend Cam in his time of need, you know? Because without John, Cam would be helpless. He's just a helpless black man that can't defend himself. So he needs John Mueller to do it for him. He doesn't, okay? But watch, let's pay attention to this.
Always know what be being.
Look, he says to Jay, bro, you gotta stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that, man. You can't keep making those jokes like that. And that's probably what he was saying in that last time code that we just talked about. You know what we gotta stop doing? We gotta stop having the guitar player talking into the fucking mic. That's what we gotta stop doing. You gotta shut the fuck up and let the comedians do their job. Once again, if I see John Mueller with the goddamn mic after this, I'm reporting every fucking episode of Kill Tony. This guy needs that mic taken away. You can't be doing this shit. Getting in the middle of people's punchlines, okay? Whether the joke is bad or not, comedian's there to do a job, buddy. And you're there to play guitar and shut the fuck up.
You're not wrong, brother.
These people know what be being. Y'all ain't even fucking be knowing. Shit. No cap.
I'm on Steve, nigga.
You ever do it?
See? And Jay and Cam are in on the joke. They're looking at each other right now laughing like, Jay's like, bro, you know I don't mean it. I'm just fucking talking shit. Jay's smoking a blunt on stage. He don't give a fuck, you know? But yet John feels like it's his duty. He needs to protect Cam at all costs, you know? But I want to show you guys, we can actually end it on this note because this is actually kind of crazy. This, like I said, this show was filled with like bucket pulls that actually knew what they were doing on stage. They were killing. You know, Cam, he had a decent set, you know, for it being Cam. The guys were really doing a good job, these Legion of Skank guys, you know, cracking jokes at the right times, not being too heavy, not fucking with the rug or the bucket pulls too much. And then you get this one guest on here that just ends up taking John Mueller's guitar, adjusting the strap on it. He's like, fuck you and your goddamn strap. And he rips this thing to goddamn pieces. Like, you know, sometimes they'll be like, oh, what? Tony will be like, what are you doing? You like to sing? And then they make them sing a song. Usually they're not good. What do you do? You like to rap? They make them freestyle. They're usually not good. Every now and then, though, you get a guy like this that actually knows what the fuck he's doing. And they'll try to play it on the stage like he's going to fail. But this guy didn't. This guy actually kind of mopped the floor with this fucking show. Wait until you see this.
Hole punched in it.
Yeah, they never like that.
That what?
Do you mind if I adjust your strap, Matt? Thank you.
Yeah.
Look, I've been calling him Matt this whole time. I've been calling him John this whole time. His name is Matt. Dude, that Jay got to me. This was like this Jay got to me more than like any other episode, man. I'm spiraling right now. So, Matt Mueller, this guy's like, hey, you mind if I adjust your strap, buddy? I'm about to shred this thing to goddamn pieces, bruh. And Matt's like, yes, I mind. Don't adjust my strap, motherfucker. This guy don't give a fuck. This guy's like, bro, I'll beat your ass after the goddamn show.
That what?
Do you mind if I adjust your strap, Matt? Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well, too late. He did it.
Look at that. Matt Mueller's cuck ass. Yes, I mind. This guy's like, fuck you, dude. He adjusts the strap anyway, gets on that goddamn guitar. Now, he's about to start ripping this thing to goddamn pieces. Like, Tony should just fire Matt and just get this guy in there.
Play it like a
Connor. Everyone's watching.
Are you gonna sing too? Is there anything that in particular? Oh shit! It landed on D. Magnus's
asshole can't even
cock.
catch a pick.
So are you gonna sing?
I'll do some singing. Boys, let's do some blues and E.
Whoa. Look at that. This guy, Tony's like getting ready to ask him, you know, are you getting ready to sing? Do I need to ask the band to like play any song in particular? You know, because we can get them. They can play like whenever. He doesn't know that he's actually fucking with like a real musician here. This guy already knows the shit. He's like, as long as you guys can play the scale, I'm going to shred this shit the hell up. So that's what he tells the band. He goes, hey guys, let's play a little bit of blues in the key of E, baby. You know what I'm saying? He's like, who was that guy that was on Joe Rogan that got his shit pushed in by Neil deGrasse Tyson? This, what was it? Lawrence? I don't know. That dude that was coming up with like new physicist theories, and he kept saying that phrase over and over again to Joe. He's like, it's the same key of E. He's like, the oxygen molecule and the carbon molecule, they're the same key of E, you know? So this guy's like that. He's like, hey guys, let's play a little bit of blues. Let's play it in that same key of E. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they do. This guy rips it up.
Oh, he's calling out the chord.
Oh! Look, they don't know that they're messing with the real one right now. Watch. Oh, man, this guy tears it. I actually, the first time I saw this, I had goosebumps.
Hey, now, kill Tony. I'm on with the Legion of Skanks, yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, we gotta light it back up. Yes.
I'm on with the Legion of Skanks.
Ooh. my boy right there.
And your mouth leads into Skanks. They're gonna tell you who controls the bank.
Oh, watch that. Let's give it up for him.
Wow.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that.
Good Lord Almighty.
Good Lord Almighty, my man, dude.
Sometimes I don't know how fucking cringy and ridiculous I sound.
Oh, man, that was a good one, right, dude? That's a nice way to end this, you know, because that was probably the best Kill Tony moment I've ever seen in my life. Aside from Tony getting his roastings every now and then. That one time where Nick Swartzen said that Tony looked like if somebody asked Jim Henson to make a Muppet of a faggot, that shit was classic. So let's get a little bit of music going up, and we can get ready to end up calling it an episode, you know what I mean? As always, I thank you for joining us on another beautiful episode of Lost Aux Media. Be sure to catch us at youtube.com/@LostAUXmedia. That's youtube.com/@LostAuxmedia. Every Wednesday, I was going to say every episode, every Wednesday, episodes go up at 5 a.m. on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to your favorite podcast. And those YouTube episodes go up at 4 p.m. That way, you can listen to the episodes on your way to work and after you get home, you can watch them. Dude, we just got to end this. I am baked out of my mind. Okay? So, as always, I leave you adieu and thank you for joining me. Until next time. Goodbye.
On a date on Father Sunday. We're gonna go get down on town. I'm showing my boys how to live in the real world. It's called the real world. I ill-prepared them. They're barbarians. They can hunt an animal, they can take an animal, they can process an animal. But they don't really know how to cook chicken strips. Good. Normally I would say chicken is a poultry in the flesh. We're at WhataBurger. The chicken strips here are actually log strips imbibed with gravy. And we're gonna take everything, the way you guys make it. And then also take a 10. Actually, that sucks. Yeah, give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, please. And then what's your best dessert? But if you're gonna record me, you can at least say, hey bro, do you mind if I record you? And I don't mind at all. If you even write down your shit, I will tag you on the story or YouTube or whatever it is. You give me that. I've got my own plate. We're sitting down here. We are about to get down and enjoy and destroy. It's a new life. Father Sunday, tasting out some of the drinks. First they gave us one of these cups that was like, have you seen the cups? They're like 47,000 million ounces. They're not that size. That's what they say the size is, but they're actually, there's much more beautiful size, a much more size. It didn't feel right in the hand, so I asked for the smallest cup that they had. They said a child's cup, you got a child's cup at 16 ounces. It feels much better actually than the bigger one. No, brother, come on, that's like, you guys are WhataBurger. If there's one thing that, is that the jam? Is that your best thing that you have here? Brother, is this true? Okay, well then, one of these. The carnage. The beautiful carnage that is it doesn't look bad, does it? How did we do? And I actually will take this first answer that, because that's pure and primal and the cosmic expression of like, only a word would be the pathetic metaphor to try and explain the experience of a lightning bolt that went off in the head. Call it schizophrenia, call it ketamine words, or call it just the primal expression of the truth. It's the Trinity.